Welcome. I'm Nina Candia, founder of Beamy Bookshelf, and I'm honored to be here with Kwame Alexander, and he's our author of the month.
Woohoo!
So I'll just tell you a little bit about Kwame. He's a poet and author of 18 books, including Acoustic Rooster and his Barnyard Band, which was the 2014 Michigan Reads One Book Selection. He Said, She Said, which was a Junior Library Guild selection, and The Crossover, a middle grade novel the New York Times called a beautifully measured novel.
Yes.
Wow. He's the founder of Book in a Day, a student-run publishing program that has created more than 3,000 student authors, and Leap for Ghana, an international literacy project that builds libraries, trains teachers, and empowers children through literature. In 2015, Kwame will serve as Bank Street College of Education's first writer in residence. Wow, doing
Pretty
it.
Cool.
He's definitely keeping busy and making strides in the diverse book arena. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And in case you all didn't know, Nina is my cousin in law.
So I have a few questions. We want to know you. So how did you become a writer?
Well, it all started back in a place called, you may not be familiar with this place. It's called Chesapeake, Virginia.
I am, actually. Yeah.
Huh. Well, my parents are writers. And so from a very early age, I was forced to read and write. And I didn't particularly like it.
It paid off.
And eventually it paid off. When I got to college, I actually took a course with Nikki Giovanni.
Oh, I know her.
You do?
Of her.
Okay. I actually know her.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little different.
And so I took a course with her and just fell in love with the power of words. And of course, remembered that, wait a minute, you grew up writing and reading a lot. So you actually know how to do this. And so I took her classes and decided this was something I wanted to do.
So we should teach our kids to read and write, encourage them.
Even if they don't want to know or learn, you got to teach them. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend forcing them like my dad did me, but
it works.
It works. And the most important thing that works is, especially with boys, give them something that they would be interested in reading.
Like The Crossover.
Like The Crossover. Good segue. You're good at this.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us what The Crossover is about?
The Crossover is about basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's about family. It's about brotherhood. It's about friendship. It's about two boys who are stars on their basketball team. And they're inching their way towards the championship.
Were you a star in your basketball team?
I was horrible. Oh. I played in 8th grade, and I barely made the team. I may have taken one shot.
Okay.
I wasn't that good. My sport was tennis.
Tennis. So will your next book be about tennis?
My next book will be about soccer.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I'm going to write a book about tennis, and it will have as the main character a girl.
Nice.
But that will happen a little later on.
Okay. So who or what inspires you to write nowadays?
Kids. I meet kids around the country going to different schools for author visits, and just listening to what the kids say, hearing how they interact with each other. In particular, my daughter. I have a 6-year-old. I have 2 daughters, but my 6-year-old is just a riot, and so she inspires me a great deal. So I think probably the children that I'm around, whether the ones I visit with, my own daughter, and other children inspire me.
Yeah, Beamy Bookshelf, we love the kids.
Yes.
So what are you currently working on?
So over the next 4 years, I have 8 books coming out.
Wow.
That's a lot of books.
So many.
So several of them are written. So I'm in the process of rewriting them. I hear some kids in the background.
Yeah, we love the kids.
We're about to get run up on by some kids. As long as there's no crying, I think we're okay.
Yeah, so far so good.
So I'm working on a bunch of those books, but in particular, I'm writing another middle grade novel in verse about a boy who loves soccer and hates reading.
So why are you committed to writing diverse books for children?
It's sort of like asking, why am I committed to breathing or walking?
Okay.
It's what I do. It's who I am. I mean, I live in a diverse world. I mean, part of being a writer is you want to be authentic. You want to write what you know, and sometimes write what you don't know. We live in a diverse world. You know, we have friends who are of different backgrounds and races and religions.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going to be truly writing authentic, then we've got to write diversity.
I agree.
If we're not writing diversity, then we're really not being true to ourselves.
Okay.
I'm committed to breathing, Nina. Which is the title of a really cool book by Tony Medina, who's a poet. But that's another story.
I was going to say, happy to hear it. So this is a difficult question, I'm sure, but of which project are you most proud?
Wow. You know, I would probably say the first one is the one I'm most proud of. It took me 8 years, 1995. It was a struggle, and it was so rewarding to actually have that book published. Wow, and it was just, I was young and I was just out of college, and it was just a major accomplishment, and it really set me on the path that I am on today. So I would say that I'm extremely proud to have been able to start a writing career then with that first book. But certainly, you know, I mean, to be fair, I don't know if I could really say which one I'm most proud of. But yeah, bad question.